Hello there. Well, that was a surprise. Keir Starmer just handed the ball to Boris Johnson and walked away from between the goalposts. Now that did catch me out. I sat down for lunch today just as Prime Minister's questions began and was expecting the leader of the opposition, Sir Keir Starmer, to continue where he left off on Monday afternoon with another batch of bashing Boris with the Partygate mallet. But he didn't. Not a peep. And in doing so he lost the day and handed the advantage to Boris and his supporters. He actually offered Boris an open goal by trying to portray the Tories as the party of tax and spend. It's all because of low growth under the Tories, he sniped. But every time he asked one of his 6 questions, Starmer was floored by another Boris broadside. The PM had an answer every time, because the Labour leader asked these questions as if he's either forgotten there was a Treasury-sapping pandemic or he's hoping everyone else has. Now, I'm not saying I agree with these tax hikes and all this green spending, but the only time Starmer talked about the pandemic was when he was trying to skewer the PM with allegations that he oversaw fraud and corruption where furlough money and PPE contracts were issued. But Boris was still able to bat that one away. He detailed where fraud was being successfully chased down and also flourished the letter his government received in April 2020 at the start of the pandemic from the Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves, telling Boris that he should secure PPE supplies from a theatrical costumier and get ventilators from a professional football agent. Clearly illustrating that Labour would probably have been a lot worse at all of this than his government was. And he also said that fraud was running at 21 billion quid a year under Labour, and that when the Tories won the 2010 general election, they found a letter from the outgoing Labour Party in the Treasury telling the incoming Tory government that there was no money left. Anyway, Starmer was as uninspiring as ever, and he said nothing about the subject he keeps claiming is the single thing that is angering the country. Now, I keep wondering if there is a lot more to this Partygate affair than people are letting on, and that the leader of the opposition has had a whisper in his shell-like to try and divert some attention. Otherwise, I can't explain why he didn't use that again. Starmer also made a sideways reference to Boris making the accusation that Starmer, when he was the Director of Public Prosecutions, failed to get Jimmy Savile up before the beak. But once again Boris was up to the task and pointed out that Starmer had already apologised for this. And at one stage Boris had the opportunity to point to the Labour benches and call them out for chuntering about reversing Brexit. And Boris got more assured as time went on, and Starmer just looked flatter and flatter as his half-hearted jibes got lost in the ether. So I have to ask, have the Boris bashers missed their opportunity? Has the Prime Minister stuck it out long enough? Has the tide turned? Please like and comment below. Please subscribe and like this video, buy a mug and support me on Patreon or PayPal, and thank you for watching.